Thinking back on my childhood, I have countless memories of going fishing with my dad. There was a fishing spot under a bridge that we would always go to. I would carry my small pole and very carefully follow my dad as we maneuvered along the road, over the guardrail, and down to the water. My dad's tackle box was like a treasure chest filled with many different colored lures and bobbers. He has always been an enthusiastic fisherman. Whenever my bobber would dip below the water, he'd get this glint in his eye and his voice would ring with excitement and urgency. My dad always took the time to appreciate each fish we brought in. Bluegill were sometimes beautifully colored, and catfish were never picked up, but we appreciated their whiskers and large mouths. As life became too busy to take time to go under the bridge, my excitement for fishing seemed diminished. While my interest for fish was still in the air, one thing I knew for certain entering college was my desire to be a veterinarian. As I pursued the various fields of veterinary medicine, I fell in love with exotic animals. In an attempt to expand my knowledge of exotic species, I decided to work at an exotic pet shop. It was an older building, nothing extraordinary if you simply passed by. However, once inside, you could see the back half of the store was filled with glowing lights and dancing shadows of fish. It was here that my interest in fish was reestablished and I fell in love with their different personalities. When I realized I could take ichthyology, I immediately signed up. I had taken dendrology, so I knew I could handle the memorization of Latin names. However, the pace and eerie similarities within some families proved more difficult than expected. As my schedule began bearing me alive, my drive to intimately learn each of the species in the Cyprinidae family was gone like the time I was supposed to be using to sleep. On day 2 of only 3 hours of sleep, the impending doom of the third practical was sitting on my chest like an elephant. Reading my notes, I desperately tried to visualize the simple descriptions I had written down. Written descriptions such as, has a stupid face and a dumb-looking mouth, plagued me. I realized then and there that I needed to reevaluate my studying strategy. I began feverishly drawing each specimen based off the ones available in lab. I committed my energy into tactile and visual memorization, and finally, after days of studying, I passed the practical. My newest strategy was effective and boosted my retention for the individual identifiers. While that was my first hiccup in my path to becoming an ichthyologist, I now know that when facing a difficult situation, there's always multiple solutions. My passion for learning has been reignited, and I'm excited to see where my love of fish takes me.